Welcome back. Now, we've been looking forward to this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When it comes to young people doing great things, we always love the opportunity to get up close and personal with them.
Yeah.
And at this time, we would like to introduce you to award-winning YouTuber, podcaster, content creator, and entrepreneur, Divine Umeh.
Yes, great to have you on the show. She is popularly known for her YouTube channel, The Experience, where she documents her life experiences and reviews things and places around the world.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. So honestly, you never really know what to expect whenever they say content creator is coming around, because there's so many different types of content going out there.
Yeah.
But I think yours is lifestyle blogging, right?
Yes. So basically, I review places like around Lagos, and if I travel, I review restaurants and just give people updates so that they don't have to spend their money. They have this experience from me before they go. And then I just document my life experiences as well. So what I get up to, what I do, just my lifestyle basically.
Okay, that's very impressive.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did it all start though?
Okay, so I was in uni, and then it was like my final year in uni, and I was wondering, what am I going to do after uni? Where am I going to start from? And I just suddenly had the idea. So I was just like, it was literally the last day of my paper in school, and it just came to my mind. And the name of the channel just kind of appeared to me, and it was like, you're going to call it The Experience, and you're going to review places, and you're going to document your life. This is basically what you're going to do until you figure out what else you want to do with your life and all of that. So it was kind of like a vision from God. Let me just put it that way. So the name, everything, it just came to me. And then that particular day, I just changed my name from Divine Umeh on YouTube to The Experience, and everything else has been history from there.
Wow. Yeah. So it's quite an investment, creating content. For you to have the right content for that people are interested in seeing, you have to be able to go places, meaning logistics are involved. You also need to have the right equipment.
Yes.
So how were you able to put all that together?
Oh, wow. It's really expensive, I'm not going to lie. So when I was starting, I started out with my phone. So I knew that I wanted to start, and I didn't want to have anything stop me. So I started with my phone at the time. It took me a while to save up to get that phone. It was an iPhone 10.
Oh, wow.
And when I finally got the phone, I used the phone to go everywhere. I was taking it to every restaurant. You'll see me with my phone anywhere I was going to. Yeah. And then it got to the point where while I was using my phone, I was saving for a camera, and I was hoping that one day I would get a camera. And it took me about 3 years of doing YouTube to actually be able to afford a camera. And then after that, I got my mic. And then after that, I got my LED lights. Wow. And, just a bunch of things from there.
So you said it took you 3 years to save.
Yes.
Now, what was happening within that period of time? Because many people go into social media content creation. They always expect the get-rich-quick thingy. Yeah. But what was it like during that period of time?
Very, very challenging. And I always say to young people who want to start doing YouTube, I always say to them that if you don't have a passion for it, you can't last long, because it's very frustrating, especially at the beginning phase. You don't get paid, you don't get any money, no sponsorships, nothing. So it's that passion, it's that drive that's going to keep you throughout that period. So like I said initially, I had a vision. So it was something that was put in my heart to do. So anytime I felt disappointed, or I felt, I would always go back to that dream and that vision and be like, okay, this is why I'm doing this, and this is why I should continue.
Okay, you know what? For those who are probably wondering who Divine is, I think we should take a look at one of the things that she's done. That way you can have an idea of who she is. Because you know how some of our guests look different, and then when you see them on YouTube, you're like, she was the one, oh. So let's take a look at this.
Wow.
Your girl has been through it. Show you guys behind the scenes basically of how I do my reel. I want to say a very big thank you to God, because He made this possible, and a very big thanks to Paul's Influencer Awards for recognizing small creators. Guys, so the girls are done dressing up now. Some of them are already outside. I'm also dressed, and I'm ready to go outside as well.
So guys, we're at the poolside. We want to get some pictures. I hope you guys can hear me.
So what's the difference between the camera and the phone?
It's the quality. So basically, when you use your phone, the quality is a bit reduced. The resolution is lower. It's a bit slower. You would notice it a bit, but when it's camera, it's crisp.
Yeah.
It's clear. It's fast. The frames are, you know, it's more professional that way.
So I'm wondering, did you ever expect people to catch on to your YouTube the way they have? So I guess the next video you create sort of is dependent on how the response to the last few were. So where did you find that sweet spot?
Ooh, that's a difficult question to answer. I never really thought people would catch on. I mean, it's a very difficult question to answer. I don't even know. I never really thought people would catch on to it or anything. But like I said, it's something that I enjoy. So what I do with my content is I first ask myself, do I like what I'm putting out? And if I like what I'm putting out, then I just hope someone else is going to like it. Because you don't want to get so carried away by doing what pleases others, and then you lose your vision or you lose what it is that you are supposed to do because you're trying to please everybody. Because no matter how much you want to please everybody, there's always one person that's not going to like your content. So you need to cater to yourself and people that would listen to your content and not everybody. So
now, many people know you for your YouTube page, but what about your podcasting channel? What's it been like?
Okay, so my podcast, I just launched it last year. It's called D Digest. It's basically, you know, a podcast that sits down with 20-year-olds. We talk about navigating life in your 20s, adulting, relationships, launching businesses, careers. You know, adulting is hard. Nobody's talking about it. We're just all like freestyling through it and hoping that God will help us, vibes and inshallah. But, you know, so I just thought I would just kind of like bring people like myself to sit down with me and talk about these things. So I just launched it last year. So basically that's what we've been doing so far. So far we've had like 6 episodes and we're about to launch season 2 soon this year. We're just trying to get our guest list in order, and that's the journey so far.
I want to talk a little bit about temptation, because of the fact that, first of all, you're a very beautiful young lady.
Yes.
One.
Thank you.
2, you have an audience. Have you ever been tempted to sort of sway towards giving out more skin, for instance, exposure, adult content? Because, you know, in the end, there is a need for funding, and we know that in the end, sex sells. So how have you been able to make sure you stay in your lane?
Oh, very interesting question. So I think shout out to my mom and dad for good home training. So, you know, as an African, first off, we are blessed with that good home training and good background thing. So, you know, and aside from that, I'm also a Christian. So my belief and my morals are very, very important to me. So that's like before anything else, you know, and it's like for me, like it's a dream that was given to me by God. So I don't need people's validation for that. I don't need to hear what the outsiders are saying, all of that. So I've never looked to people to fund my lifestyle or anything. It's just I just look to God. So the temptations have been there, but it's not something I can see myself doing, honestly. Due to my faith and my upbringing, it's just not something I'll do. And I'll really advise young girls, if I can, to just like not do it because it's not sustainable. How long do you want to do it? To what end? You know? And you want to look at yourself in the mirror every day and be proud of what you're seeing. So, if anything, love yourself enough to just not do that.
So, for considering how far you've come, you started all by yourself, right?
Yes.
And now you have a team.
Yes, I do have a team, but just a small team.
How many people?
Just like 2 people.
Just like 2 people.
Yes.
So now you're an employer because, of course, you pay them.
Yes, I do.
And what is it like transitioning from doing your thing and then having to work with other people?
Very challenging because you meet a lot of people with different personality traits. And for me, it's just a learning process. So I'm learning people management. I'm learning relationship skills. I'm just learning along the journey, you know, and I'm just trying to be understanding. But I would say it's not easy. It's been difficult. But there's been a few people I've worked with over the past that have turned to family. They've been more than friends to me. So it's always a blessing to find one of those kind of people. And then, you know, the others are just like a learning curve.
Okay, so you've gone from YouTube to podcast, and of course the usual content creation. But you're also an entrepreneur. What do you sell?
Yes. Okay, so I have a company that I also launched last year. It kind of just took off. No, not last year, 2020, during the pandemic. So, you know, we're all looking for something to do. And so I launched this business. It's called Dizobo. It's basically Zobo drinks.
Okay.
It's something I've always been good at making right from when I was really young. So during the pandemic, I was like, look, what can I even do during this time? And I just said, my sister actually suggested to me, you can actually make this thing. People love it. And I was like, yeah, oh, why not? So I registered my company. I started, you know, and the good thing about, you know, my life is because of like my journey in life, I've been able to make a lot of friends and, you know, people that will patronize my business, so to speak.
So you have a network.
Yeah, I have a network, exactly.
Amazing, amazing. So, I'm so impressed. Like, it's welling up in my chest. Like, I'm so impressed with
the
all
progression
you've been able to
from
do.
where you started to where you are now is amazing.
So I reached out to my network, and
I'm so sorry. We have to. You know, honestly, I know your network are actually watching right now. We're hoping that they're going to send in their comments and love online as well. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Okay.